This is a follow-up to the apeshit fragger build video that I did yesterday, and I decided to make another video of it because there is a trap mod in the game called Spoiled Strike, and partially in response to a gentleman who posted a build saying, that this ends up being better than that, and using demonstration and math, I'll show you why that's not the case. So, like him, I'm going to use the Arca Triton. It's a good hammer. Actually, it's very good. In fact, I'd say it's probably better than the Fragger just because of the status. Anyway, I got Spoiled Strike on here, Berserker. I'm using a Valkyrie. The only difference is I'm using Corrosive because we're fighting level 120 Bombards. So, let's get to it. Warning, this is going to start off a little slow. And unfortunately that guy went off on his own because I guess he's an asshole. This one too. Jerk. Alright. Not bad, right? Well, now I'm going to do something a bit odd. So instead of the Spoiled Strike, we're going to replace it with nothing. And we're going to see how this goes. Oh, one went off. That did not seem much slower, which you would think it would. Actually, it may even have been a bit faster, but I think they just grouped a little better. Okay, now something is amiss. What is this? Okay, on the surface, if you look at Spoiled Strike, it says you get 100% damage at the cost of 20 attack speed. So, knowing how your damage per second would work, DPS is calculated by your attack damage and how frequently you attack with that. So, on the surface of this, you would think, hey, I'm going to do twice as much damage at the cost of only 20 attack speed, which would net me 80% more DPS. So throw this on, my damage should double, and it does not. That actually only gives me 30.7% extra damage, but it really does take away 20%, which means you net only 10.7% extra damage. Now, let's put this Primed Fury on. There's been a bit of bad information going around, and I think it's been around for a few years, that there is an attack speed cap in the game. Well, now you will see there is no mythical attack speed. This is going faster. That was faster. Did swing faster. In fact, I will demonstrate with the use of a metronome. So, I am going to get, well, same hammer. Let's get Spoiled Strike back on here. And my point here is not to kill them, it's to get this attack speed to the 3 stacks it needs from Berserker, which I have now. So I'm just going to finish these guys off anyway because, well, their Bombards are assholes and they piss you off anyway, so you always want to smash them. So, using the metronome, I am swinging at 142, 43. about 100, we'll say 145 beats per minute. Now, put the primed fury back on here. And same, the goal isn't to kill them so much as it is to build up the Berserker to you get that maximum attack speed that you can get with it. The 3 stacks. And you will see, freaking jerks, this is faster. Alright, so tapping this out, I'm getting like, this is like 227 or 228 beats per minute. So we'll call it 225. Which, that's a difference of 80. 80 swings per minute. That's a lot. Especially in something that does as much damage as this thing. So you're actually getting 55% more, attacks in per minute. Just using a primed fury. That's a lot. That's a lot of damage. That's why this is actually doing it more than you would with a spoiled strike, because the spoiled strike is very, very misleading. So let's say you have this knowledge, or you don't have either of these mods, the primed fury or the spoiled strike. You put in another element, and that's a pretty big damage jump. It's less total than the spoiled strike, but because you will be swinging faster than the spoiled strike, let's look at this. Because this is a bigger difference than this is, you're actually netting more. You net 11.3% more damage than you would just putting spoiled strike on. So let's go ahead and show that. You saw how it was with both of them. So let's do this. Oh, jerks. I'll get him later. And you can see, still not as fast as the primed fury. In fact, it's directly in between that. So, is spoiled strike worth it at all? I say absolutely not, because you're going to get the elemental mods before you get spoiled strike, and probably well before primed fury. Primed fury, yes, you still actually do net more damage with it because the frequency of which you attack, and that's why it's able to clear things out faster, and that's why it's a pretty valuable mod. And it's not going to be for every circumstance, but you do want to stay away from spoiled strike because it's not really going to help you much. And as you can see, it's not going to help you at all versus just using a straight up elemental mod. So anyway, that's it. Enjoy and smack someone's face with one of these things.